Craig Jardula basically admitted that they work for police. No one's talking about cops. It just makes no sense why he had a Freudian slip for cops when he meant teachers. He was looking for examples of respectable jobs or sociable jobs. And the first thing that popped into his fat face was cops. So that's the meat and potatoes of this entry to get a title going at least. Now I'll just spell out what else I'm going to try to accomplish in this video. I won't be singing. I have nothing to prove for singing. I'm not apologizing for singing. I have no regrets that I got into singing. So yes, I found out yesterday there's a second Jamal Thomas Fault Lines. There's a channel called Fault Lines for the show with Stranahan. 2 channels broadcasting the same garbage. So anyway, I'm back into the chat after being banned in Jamal's channel. I'm in the Fault Lines channel. I'm not being banned. And yet again, Shane Stranahan, of course, has time during the show to chat, to be focused on chat, on myself, to get up and stand around and look around for that white tablet I always mention. He mocked me. He's gaslighting me. He's saying, oh, you're mistaken the top of this plastic cup. This plastic water cup Jamal's drinking out of. Is that it? While the white tablet is clearly obvious, you can see it. I pointed it out. They started to hide it better since I pointed it out. I'm not going to download the video from yesterday. I've proven the point that they are rigged, and I have pointed out where they are reading from. It's not just that white tablet. I figured out from Convo Couch, and that's what's being downloaded right now as I prepare this video with the audio portion. It's not even 8 a.m. Mornings are my best time. So it's not just about Jardula admitting that they work for police. I proved that they did through the Echo Park, through the German in Venice video matched up with their own. One could see Johnny hiding behind a truck once he was identified, once they were seen with glory, filming for police. They were right with the police. There's like no one else back there except CBS, ABC News people taking footage. Those few people straggling along, those were a few media people and cops filming, and Convo Couch filming for cops. So what I want to show with some Convo Couch footage is not only Jardula admitting they work for police through his subconscious. They flub up the lines. They're reading lines. It's all 100% scripted. Now, sometimes they try to act as if it's not scripted. That part's even scripted. These guys are looking straight forward to the camera. A couple weeks ago or a month ago, I forget when, 3 weeks, something like that, 2-3 weeks, something. I point out that they're human typewriters. I fully make it clear what they're doing, how they're reading lines. Then all of a sudden, they're no longer in the Convo Couch studio. It's the proverbial coincidence or conspiracy. So now with this setup, you can see that they're cracking up, especially Fiorella. She can't cope with not seeing Jardula, so you can tell when she looks to the side, that's her view of Jardula. They act as if they're in a Zoom meeting. They act like they're face to face. They act like it's all spontaneous, except for when they're reading from articles as if their audience are a bunch of 8th graders. I could see where Jardula was looking to get a view of Fiorella. So they're looking at each other, they're taking glances of each other on screen. Similar to how Jamal and Shane are in the chat while they're doing interviews with someone, while they're reading their reports, while they're freaking supposed to be doing a show. You can see them typing away with their sock puppets in the chats. And so the same goes with Convo Couch. You can see that they're looking at each other. You can see them because someone like myself, actually me, because I turned down the volume and I observed them. You listen enough to their words, you realize that they're repetitive and have nothing to offer. They have nothing.
This country so divided as I see right now, where people are pitted against each other. You know what I'm saying? And I think we've entered in this technological age and whatnot. And, even if you look at the kind of like the characteristics of the convo couch, where, Johnny is the very more technical guy and I'm the schmoozer, right? Where I spend a lot of time just snoozing on the phone because I believe that relationships are so important. But I don't necessarily see the relationships that need to be happening with the people in the streets. In other words, I don't see people in different unions or different lifestyles. There's different like heads of police, or excuse me, heads of teachers talking with construction workers or truck drivers. So what is your plan, Edwin?
They have no resumes. None of these people, none of these shows. They name drop the same people without resumes. That's cointelpro. That's what that's called. That's what they are. They're informants. They're low level. There's a reason why the faces are all tweaking out. It's because their whole lives are a lie. It is so unethical for the Five Eyes, FBI, all those groups. It is so unethical for them to be running these fake news shows. It cannot be justified ever. The other thing about Convo Couch, they had on this goofy guest, and you could tell he's just another rigged member of a cast of informants working for the military. It's a hybrid of military with domestic law enforcement. That's what they are. That's what that is. So you can watch them to see that they're fake and rigged. I don't know what we're supposed to do about this. I've done what I could. I've blogged on it. I've been open about it. I've spoken about it. I pointed it out. I proved it. But I knew that the thing is so rigged that no matter what I come up with, it's not going to make a dent into it. So what I did was I made a dent into their psychology. That's basically what I did. There's no such thing as legit opposition. Daily Beast is their rigged opposition. I troll busted them. That's what I did. That's what this is called. It's called cyber sleuthing or troll busting. They need to quit that job. They need to leak out that they're COINTELPRO. They need to show. They need to out it. They need to go to other countries. I don't know what they have to do, but they can't remain in those jobs and be happy. They're just going to keep spiraling down into the toilet, for a metaphor. They're still plugging Magnus from the Boogaloo Boys. They're plugging them. They don't even hide it, what they're doing. Okay, I found the moment where Jardula admits he's working for police, that this is informants. Let's roll that right here. And with the guests coming on, and I'll just show a little bit more later on where they're talking, where you can see they have to look to the side to communicate facially with their faces, with eye contact. They have to look to the side to see what their coworker is doing because they need to be on the same page. You can't fake a conversation and make it look stupid. But the thing is, I figured this out, so they look stupid. I figured it out. And there's nothing they can do about it because I'm just doing free speech. This is off the books. There's no accountability for what they're up to. There's no real press to point out what they're doing. There has to be a reason why we've known since the 70s, even before then, but since the 70s, it emerged that we live in a surveillance state. They fake made it seem that it was reformed, it was changed. Nothing changed. It got worse. I'm fully now back into my stance, so I won't probably be singing too much or making videos like this. I'm going to kick back. Maybe some comments will come in. Maybe someone out there sees what I see. Otherwise, my job is complete. To repeat, I am what's referred to as a cyber sleuth or troll buster. They have made this sort of thing obsolete by cracking down on search engines and the freedom of association. Basically, the algorithm has replaced democracy.
In other words, I don't see people in different unions or different lifestyles. There's different like heads of police, or excuse